Elden Ring is known as one of the hardest games of all time. If you've played the game, you know that this isn't the most accurate statement, but for a single player game, it's definitely really hard. You fight the hard bosses, the enemies are really annoying, and Miyazaki is an evil man that hates you. While still being a hard game, there are many ways to make it harder. In this video, I'll take you through my journey of being able to beat Elden Ring without getting hit a single time. This video could be set up in many different ways. Getting this no-hit took a lot of learning, over a good couple weeks of really grinding it out. If you're wondering how this is even possible, I'll just say that people have pushed these games to insane limits, with challenges that would take me years to get close to doing. In every Souls game, people take it upon themselves to make it as difficult as they can, with one of the most known challenges being not getting hit. In a series based around being one of the hardest genres, where dying repeatedly to bosses and enemies is expected, these games have been dissected by the player base. I could talk for a while about the crazy shit I've seen done in any of the Souls games, but something that I thought I was capable of was the no-hit run. This is probably one of the more common challenges people do in these games, alongside a level 1 or a no-death run, but the difference is huge. In a no-death run, there's a lot of difficulty taken out for most of the game. Something that happened to be way more important than I expected. Obviously, the hardest thing in the Souls games is the bosses. Everyone knows about how highly regarded the strength of the bosses are, killing so many different types of players for hours and hours. But the unspoken evil of these games are the rooms. In the Souls games, this is just the path you take to a boss, going through a path set with enemies to catch you off guard and kill you. In Elden Ring, the open world version of the FromSoft games, you can roam through a lot of different areas before getting to any bosses. For the no-hit run, this means running around for about an hour straight setting up for a giant boss rush. For that whole hour, you need to know where to go, what to get, and how to not get hit through all of it. And compared to a no-death run, you can have as much health as you want, you just need to make sure that the smaller enemies can't take you out. In the no-hit, you need a strategy to get past every single enemy without any issues. In a 2-hour long run, this is a pretty big thing to do. I'll go more into depth later for the intricacies of sneaking past every enemy, but for now I'll do a quick generalization of what I need to do in the prep phase. For the first half of the run, and the half I only practice way later into the process of getting this run, it is boring. As fast as I can, you pick Samurai with crackpots, get Torrent, grab Golden Vow, get the Physic, grab both halves of the Medallion to Altus, move through Liurnia, kill the hut guy for his balls, go to the plateau, cheese the DTS, kill Bernal, join Volcano Manor, buy Assassin's Gambit, sneak to get Flame Grant Me Strength, and grab Cragblade. These are the most important parts of what make this run doable, all while doing many things in between each part I said. After doing everything I just went through, you end up with the Iron Balls plus 12, Golden Vow, Flame, and Cragblade to buff it, Assassin's Gambit to sneak through the rest of the game, and the power to run through the game like it's a goddamn Little League match. For the rest of the game, we run down Margit, pass through Stormvale, kill Godric, get his Great Rune, kill Radahn, sneak through Lane Dell to Goldfree, and right after you kill Morgott, there's a long break in between bosses. For Morgott to the Fire Giant, it's about 10 full minutes of just running. It's back through Lane Dell, up to the elevator, through the snow to the next elevator, through the mountaintops, all the way around, and then we reach the Fire Giant. This kinda acts as the halfway point of the bosses, as the slowdown after the first part, and the precursor to the extreme agony that lies ahead of you. From the Fire Giant on, it took so goddamn long to figure out these bosses. Fire Giant is a bitch. Then you go through Farum Azula to the Duo, through the rest to Maliketh, who is maybe the worst boss in existence. I'll talk about that later. And finally, the Gideon, Godfrey, Radbeast finale. So, now knowing the path to victory, how does it sound? When I started this challenge, I thought it wouldn't be that bad to get everything done. In my eyes, it wasn't all that. I would do the setup and be able to blast every boss with ease like I was seeing in the YouTube videos. I'm here to tell you right now that I was wrong. I thought it would take me about a month. And to be fair, within the month I got pretty close to having the rundown, even doing a few attempts. Then something came up and there was about a 2-month break before I started practicing again. For the way I decided to tackle this run, I started treating it the only way I knew how. In my past, I really liked watching high-level Geometry Dash. Most people probably had a similar experience to me, playing Geometry Dash on the school bus. There's been a slight signal boost to the current community by Jinxie playing the main levels, while interacting with some of the highest level players. This has led to a lot of people seeing the insanity that is the top 10 demon list, which are levels that are so hard I don't think I could ever accomplish. I bring this up though, because most high level GD players have all come to the same conclusion on the best way to learn something. Learn different parts, and learn them good enough to be able to connect them slowly until you know the whole level. I've done this before with some really low-end difficult levels, so I brought this learning process over to Elden Ring. I got to every different boss, set up a save file I could load to start from, and started practicing. The way this run is possible without learning every single boss front to back is because most of the boss list can be scripted. What the hell does that mean? A scripted fight is where you know exactly what will happen every single time. This includes things like second form transformations, a low health attack, or even an attack combo that is guaranteed to do a certain number of attacks. All of these things are scripted, with no variance. But what does this mean for my run? Well, the run will become much easier the number of bosses we can fully script. The more bosses we can guarantee can be killed without even having a chance of hitting me, the better. At first I had absolutely no idea which bosses this could happen with. If I'm gonna be honest, I was watching a few Gino Machino videos and thought, wow, this doesn't look that hard. That is because Gino's about 1,000 times better than I am at the game. But nonetheless, he became an extremely useful learning tool. Using the full run VOD for Gino's Hitless Ball Run and God Run, as well as a how-to no-hit guide by It's CBD, I could learn the entire route fully. So, how many bosses will cause issues? Starting at Market, we will use Market's Shackle to completely immobilize him into a stagger for an effortless kill. This means that Market will never have a chance to touch me, and this will never be an issue in a real run.
Foreshadowing is a narrative device.
After Stormveil, I fight the first annoyance of the run, Godric. For some unknown to me reason, Godric is a complete bitch whenever I fight him. This is mainly because the iron balls just won't reach him sometimes, leading to getting hit off of an attack that I never got fully used to. If Godric starts by dragging his axe on the floor, you can get a free 2-piece into a charged heavy. Otherwise, he will do a faster swing on the other side, so you can only get one full heavy. The issue after this, which caught me many times, is the wind circle he summons in this giant radius around him. So if you don't immediately run away, he will hit you. After the phase transition starts, get more free damage until the cutscene, and then just run in and kill him before he can attack. It sounds really easy, but Godric was really annoying for me. Next is another big hurdle, Radahn. Radahn has a really huge health bar, meaning we need this fight to go perfect. If I fucked up, it was really difficult to recover. At the start of the fight, you can run backwards with Torrent until he deloads, and after he loads back in, he kinda loses where you are and shoots the portal. This is when you can buff and start the fight. It is very important to keep cycling his attacks until he starts the really long combo. That attack specifically allows for 3 to 4 charged heavies before he's done. After that, when you're in front of him, he slams his swords down to where you can go around and hit the horse 2 more times. Then, this is another important part, you dodge towards the front on the pole so that he does the slow follow-up, allowing to stagger him from the horse. In a perfect run, this gives you time to kill him before he phase transitions, and sometimes you fuck it up enough to have to wait 10 seconds to kill him. Learning Radahn took a while, mainly because I needed to figure out what ways to move while I was under him. After I got that down, it was really consistent. After Radahn, it gets a little annoying. The next section is a good amount of running, and then another boss that was really fucking me up. After the Leyndell run, I buff up for Godfrey, who cannot be scripted at all to my knowledge. This fight is the only fight in the run where it is just getting in there and throwing down. I'm pretty good at fighting Godfrey, and I really like that boss overall, but for some reason Godfrey filled me with greed. I think almost every single greed I went for, leading to me getting punished for doing some stupid shit. For a while, Godfrey was one of my biggest issues in practice, even though it was literally my fault every single time. I just needed to fight him with a slight bit of patience, and he got really easy. Just don't heavy on the stomps, do a light attack. After that is something easy. There's a cave venture to get our last talisman, and then Morgott is generally the same as Market. Walk in, shackle, force a stagger, and after that part it changes some. He gets back up with about half health, but he will always start the falling swords. This gives the chance for another charge heavy, and one more quick tap will put him into his phase transition at really low health. Greet another heavy, and back up to not get farted on. Run in with some caution, but enough speed to get a hit before he moves, and kill him with a pretty scripted kill. Now is the extremely boring part that I mentioned before the fire giant. After a nice 10 minutes of watching paint dry, except you actually need to be focused on this paint, you get to the fire giant, and the part of the run I practice the most by far. Fire giant is, I think, the only boss where I actually changed strats later on, meaning it caused a lot of issues. At first, my strat was using Roger's Rapier for glint blades to get a stagger in phase 2. The issue in this fight almost the entire time though was the opening to the fight. Fire Giant, if you didn't know, is a fat piece of shit fat-ass idiot that hates children and wants world hunger. Usually, and I say usually with a lack of confidence, he will open with either the overhead, which is preferred and really slow, or the scoop. The scoop forces you off the horse to dodge, which can lead to just about any attack afterwards. This is the issue usually because most of the other attacks he does either back his ankle up or just hit me because the hitbox is made by terrorists. Either way, the first step is to charge heavy his ankle, which will break it in one hit, and then unless you fuck up, you can get him to phase 2 immediately. In phase 2 is where shit gets serious. With the glint blade strat, I pop glint blades while his hands are in the air, and I swing at the leftward hand where the hand isn't in the flames. The glint blades will stagger him, but this ended up leading me to really inconsistent damage. Usually I wouldn't have enough stamina to get some hits on the eye and get the riposte, and then most of the time he would do something to hit me after anyway. For a while this method would work every few attempts, which wasn't good enough. I was blessed one day when I went to check Gino's God Run VOD to relearn the prep phase, and I noticed he had a different method for better consistency. In this way, you use 2 sleep pots to get a guaranteed stagger and damage. When phase 2 starts, throw 2 sleeps at his leftmost hand, and then wait until all the fire is gone to attack his rightward hand. With 4 heavies, this staggers, and then you can get 3 to 4 more heavies, usually leaving him with about 2 or 3 hits on his thigh left to kill him. I noticed the sleep method also usually led to attacks that were really easy to dodge after, without him rolling away from you. So after many attempts at the fire giant, I had finally gotten him consistent enough to feel confident in my abilities. The first half of Farah Missoula isn't that bad, just knowing when to assassins until at the duo. The duo were annoying for a bit, but it's really simple. Assassins into the arena, walk up to spawn them, walk back to this spot lined with the 2 grave things on the floor, and after they stop moving, look directly up and straight to throw 2 sleep pots. This sleeps both, and then just buff fully to kill the noble, and hit while he's in the death animation for more damage. Buff again for the apostle, but then wait until he starts waking up. Doing this forces the noble to spawn next to you right when the apostle dies, letting you throw 1 more sleep right where he spawns. In a really bad situation, you'll need an extra pot, but usually it throws a fireball, giving you plenty of time to get it off. After that, buff up again and finish off the health bar. From there, the next walking part is a little more difficult. It has the scary-ass pillar jump as well as needing to shoot the dragon so it despawns. After that is the biggest issue in this run by far, Maliketh. Already, I've never liked Maliketh as a boss. I despise the first phase, and the second phase is obviously really cool in aura, but he's so extremely floaty. This pattern of my hatred continued to my sadness, because Maliketh looked like he wasn't going to be that bad. He literally takes 2 hits for a stagger in both phases, and that's the whole fight. But when I started fighting Maliketh, I realized that I couldn't script him whatsoever, so immediately this was really bad for the run. Maliketh is over an hour and a half into the run, and if he was going to be the biggest issue, it would be terrible. Watching the tape, the only thing I noticed was that in both runs, Gino was able to dodge the opening attack in the same way, leading to free hits. In my runs, I couldn't get this to happen at all, so something wasn't right. I checked more of his videos, and noticed that he was actually able to force Maliketh into the same opening every single time. The issue was that I had to monkey see, monkey do whatever he was doing to achieve this, because looking up how to script Maliketh didn't get me shit. In really slow motion, the way to get Maliketh to start the same involved 3 very precise dodges. When he charges towards you at the start, you dodge almost 45 degrees to the right, which will trigger the 2 slow slashes. This is the harder part. You need to be positioned to dodge backwards slightly towards him, and then forwards for the second slash, and if done at the right angles, not too close and not too far away from him, he will start the overhead slam animation. This is yet again a really fucking hard thing to judge. The positioning is basically blind, but you need to be right in front of his head when he lands, close enough to land 2 charge heavies. And no, you can't wait until he lands to walk towards him, because then you won't have enough time to land both hits. After that, the glint blades stagger him, and you get to phase 2. What I just described is by far the most difficult part of the run. I did maybe 100 plus resets on Maliketh to get this shit down. I might be lowballing it, but I have no way to check. For so many attempts, I either didn't dodge the right way, or I was too far away, or I stood too close and got slammed. And sometimes, this is the dumbest one, he started by slow walking towards me and throwing ranged attacks while I was at the entrance with no room to try. So not only was this really hard to pull off, sometimes he just wouldn't let me have a regular chance. After phase 1, it's still not over. Instantly step back behind this line, use glint blades again, and after he swings, run towards the left. Charge heavy while he's about a step forward so you hit the leg, and then take a step or 2 towards the right and swing again so you hit the other leg when it comes down. This makes it way more consistent to get both hits, and then the glint blades stagger again into the kill. If something goes wrong in phase 2, it's near impossible to recover because of how small your range is. It might also be because I fucking suck at this fight, but I don't think I ever recovered a phase 2 fuck up. And after Maliketh, the storm clears up to just a little bit of thunder. The bosses go free, pretty free, and free unless I'm a fucking idiot. Starting with Gideon, he has a little bit of tech. I thought that you just run up and smack his ass 3 times to kill him, but he's actually able to roll away if you do that. There's a weird thing with his AI to where if you attack him at a certain time, he actually won't be able to move, and you can get the 3rd hit to kill. In between him saying "sad state of affairs" is the window to attack him. After that is the last real threat of the run, Godfrey. Godfrey is a little difficult and isn't a completely scripted boss. Start by running right and around his swing, and if timed properly, the charged heavy you get will force him into his stomp. If a little late, he will usually do the 2 quick swings, which is still fine. After the stomp, if you land both parts of the jump heavy, he will go into the arena takeover attack, where I stay close to get some extra damage in. I like getting this timing down because it forces him into the slow stomp windup, leading to the phase transition. If I didn't greed the extra hits, I don't think it would be as scripted as I had it. After that, Horaloo could be a threat sometimes, but doing a walk to the square in front of you lines up a heavy, and then a dodge slightly after gets the next one. And from there you should be able to get the last swings to finish him off. In a disaster, both phases can go off the rails, sometimes doing whatever the fuck they want. I just kinda hope this doesn't happen because it's extremely rare. And after Godfrey is actually a really easy final fight in Radabeast. If this fight was hard, it would be pretty terrifying at the end of a run. Run in and hit both balls on the jump heavy into a full heavy to force the stomp. Jump that, and when he lands, charge heavy while making sure you're facing him. That staggers, and you can just kill. Rebuff really fast and run straight towards the Elden Beast. 2 heavies before it starts moving, and walk towards the side where the fire won't reach. 3 more heavies into a stagger, and you beat the game. My first recorded attempt was on August 30th, and I unfortunately had to remember how to do the prep. Everything went surprisingly well, except for a slightly jank DTS. Asshole. Go the other way, go the other way, go the other way. Please fall off! Yes! Oh my god! So scuffed. The DTS-Gs is something I kept not practicing, even though it's just lead him to a certain corner and hit him off the map. Either way, the run kept going up until the next choke point. For some reason, I fucked up the setup for killing Bernal, who was one of the few NPCs that could even hit me in the run. Bernal, I swear to God. Fuck you! This means I wasted a nice hour of my time, but I started to speed up the prep. I kept it going to finish the prep, and pushed into the bosses. Overall, it didn't go too bad, only getting hit by Radahn, who is still an issue, and then dying to a weird interaction with the fire giant. The glint blades didn't stagger, and he did the fall instead, catching me off guard. The next run actually went hitless up until a nice Godric performance for me. I went next at my first real fuck up at the DTS, leading to the start of my fear of the prep. What the fuck? God fucking damn it! Messing up and getting hit in the prep phase is literally just a waste of time. The next attempt might be the dumbest thing I ever did. I got all the way towards the end of the prep, and then didn't finish the dialogue at Volcano Manor, meaning I never joined and couldn't buy Assassin's Gambit. How the fuck is my Assassin's Gambit on here, bro? And when you leave the manor without grabbing the grace, there is no other way to get there besides walking. So I essentially ended the fucking run on accident. Bro. Oh my fucking god. How did I possibly not get the fucking... How am I not part of Volcano Manor right now? I decided to continue from the Margit start just because I wanted to have an attempt to get to the bosses, to which I got hit by the arrows in the fort. And now, it's September 2nd, a day where I was fully committed to grinding the shit out of this until victory. I did a lot of runs this day, knowing that this was the last day before I was forced to take a break from the no-hit. If you think I'm talking some stupid shit, it's because Hollow Knight Silksong was coming out on the 4th, and I was going to grind that game the second it came out. So, in my eyes, this was the last day to get the no-hit before I was going to fall really far behind in my progress, knowing that it would take like another month before I opened Elden Ring again. So, I started nice and early, with high hopes of victory. Today's the day. Today has to be the day. I do like 2 runs tomorrow, and that's all my time. Today has to be the day. You... What? Oh my god. Ah, shit. Nope, I didn't need to do that. I fucking knew it. I knew it was gonna fucking hit. God, fuck! Alright. Do the setup again, guys. Who's excited? My god. Can you come this way, please? God. 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 God fucking damn it!
Foreshadowing.
How did I even crack blade? I did actually nothing different. It's okay, guys. I'll go do the fucking setup again. I'm so excited to waste 50 more minutes of my day. Oh, hi. Yeah, I mean, like, this is a combo that he's literally done, like, 4 times ever in his fucking AI's existence, and he busted out on me. Well, at least I don't close the game with the worst taste in my mouth ever. Well, I guess I'll see you guys in like a month. After a true day of sadness and disappointment, I knew I was going to be putting the game down for a while. Silksong finally came out, and I spent a week straight grinding the game. It was completely worth it, but then I spent about 3 weeks making a 5-hour video of it and didn't touch another game. So getting back into the game took me a while. For the most part, my Silksong time was over a month after it came out, but then I spent a little extra time before actually starting the no-hit again. Some Rocket League, Deadlock, other, and suddenly it was November. I don't have the exact day I opened the game again, but for another week or two I kinda opened Elden Ring, did some de-rusting on the bosses, and got sick of it. My first recording back was on November 20th, where I did a prep phase run-through, knowing that on my final day before my break, it was causing many issues. In my mind, I was going to have to get consistent with the bosses again, and then still make sure I wouldn't fuck up the prep. I did fuck up the prep, so that wasn't a good start, but the bosses were still down. For the most part, my de-rusting wasn't that hard, and I still felt good about the bosses. Around this time was when some things became easier. I learned the Sleep Pot Fire Giant, I got Godfrey very consistent, and I finally sat my ass down and reset on Maliketh many times until I finally felt better at it. The make or break with Maliketh for me was if I could judge my character placement compared to where he would slam his sword. I had a lot of attempts where I was either too far or too close, leading to getting hit or needing to try to salvage a non-scripted first phase. So, after committing to the fight, I finally felt like I could pass Maliketh a majority of the time. So after everything came back to me, I started doing a run just about every day. Instead of pushing myself like the last day, I tried to do less to stop burnout, but do it more often. If I tried one failed run a day, it would take like an hour, and just 1 hour isn't that bad to sit through. So I started loading more runs, until the run finally came. Bro, what? Okay, that guy hit me for the first time and he's hiding from my wrath. Whoa, whoa. I've never... Motherfucker. What is happening? You just like fall somehow. Son of a bitch. I fucking hate the tree sentinel. Motherfucker! Godric's shit-ass hitboxes. God damn it, man! November 28th, the night before Thanksgiving. I had the day off tomorrow, and was ready to do my daily no-hit attempt. This was the one where everything came together, so let's take a detailed walk through the run. The very start is in the character select screen, where we need to be a samurai with cracked pots. Run and die at the grafted scion, and get out of the cave. Buy the crafting book and more cracked pots from the merchant, and head to get Torrent. Shoot this guy in the face to grab the flail, and make your way towards this knight. This is the Golden Vow Carrier, and is one of the 3 main buffs we need. Move down towards the graves for runes and the sleep pot crafting recipe. Pick up the physic in the church, and move towards Caelid. Go up past the dogs to buy a torch, and make way to the fort. Make sure to hit the outside wall to lure enemies, and then crouch run to the ladder. Grab the half medallion, and run back in to get the source seal. TP back to the church, and run to grab the 2 tiers for the physic, and pick up the axe talisman past the rune bear. The last part of this somewhat section of the prep is getting the 2nd medallion at the other fort. Use Torrent to jump onto the platform, and snipe all the enemies. After getting the 2nd medallion half, we go back to the gate front to kill Patches, where the combat is wait for him to try to debuff you and unsheath on him. Now we make the trek to the lake, and pick the 2 fingers heirloom. The teleporter outside takes us right to the door of the academy, which we use as the midpoint for the next 2 things. The first way south gets us to our weapon, where we cheese this guy with the flail, using the source seal for the stat requirement. Back to the Academy Grace, go to the Sleeping Dragon for the Academy Key, and grab some Smithing Stone 2s. I'm skipping over most of the smaller things I'm grabbing, but keep note that by the time the prep is over I have plenty of Smithing Stones, Kukris, and runes along the way. From here, take the Academy door teleport to the path for the lift, and now we're at the plateau. Talk to Melina and go to Round Table to buy a gold foot, and make it past the 2 tree sentinels. After the sentinels, we sneak through this cave to backstab the gremlin watching the chest. This bell bearing lets us upgrade to plus 12 later, and we go back to the Grace to go towards the DTS. After getting near him, we pop the gold foot for more runes on kill, and lure him to the tree line. From the rock, use the bow to line up Kukris to get him to this one specific rock, which wedges him in the corner with no way to go. Once he's in, sneak up for 2 heavy unsheaths, followed by 1 light to stagger, and heavy him off the map for an easy cheese, and 70k runes. With our money, we go on a buying spree, picking up all the smithings for the balls, the rapier, dagger, and finger seal. Put Golden Vow on the dagger, and upgrade the balls to plus 12, as well as put the tiers in the physic. All this sets us up to beat the fuck out of Bernal. Buff up and equip the axe talisman to kill before he can react, and then go talk to Raya in the lake. Doing this lets us get to Volcano Manor through at the plateau, where talking there will get us the ability to buy Assassin's Gambit at the Round Table. Put it on the rapier, and go back to Caelid for our last pickup of the prep phase. Make sure it's nighttime, and sneak around back to grab Flame Grant Me Strength, and keep using Assassins to get to the portal at the top of the fort, which we will use to get to Radahn later, and then grab Cragblade off the beetle right next to us. The last steps are putting Flame on the seal, Cragblade on the balls, and making sure we leveled Faith 2 times so the Fingers Talisman will let us use Flame before getting Godric's Great Rune. To prep for Margit, we use the Fingers Talisman, buff up, swap Fingers for Axe Tally, and get Margit's Shackle ready for the start of the fight. After Margit, we need to get through the castle, and the fastest way is through the gate. So we talk to the NPC to open the gate, assassins pass the first set of enemies and to the right. This grace is important for later to get Godric's Great Rune, and then go back towards the path. The only real hard part is setting up 2 Kukri throws to distract every enemy that could hit you, and then get up against this rock so the other archer won't hit you. Run past every other enemy to this elevator, and grab the 2 crack pots behind the other pots. For Godric, we do mostly the same buffing, except no shackle. After killing Godric, we take the Grace back to the bridge, running past the golems but making sure they aren't doing anything to hit us. At the top of the tower, we get the Great Rune, and next up is Radahn. While leveling up the fort, make sure to turn on the Great Rune for the permanent +5 to all stats. Quick side quest to kill the demi-human queen for the ritual sword talisman for a permanent damage buff at full health. With Radon down, the next section is in Leyndell, but first we go back to the round table to pick up the next talisman pouch, to have 3 talismans for the next fight. Taking the Grace past the DTS, we assassins past the white things, making sure that the first one doesn't connect a bubble. Go down the stairs and fall onto the roofs, and walk to the elevator. Jump along the roofs again and make this jump to be behind this guard. Oh, this is new. Going up the Dragon Wing and through the hallways, we are at the Giant Tree, which we sneak up to get to the Goldfree fight, and buff again. Dick down, bitch. Once I got past Goldfree, I started feeling pretty confident in this run, knowing that I could most likely make it to Farum Azula. I went up behind this Black Knife assassin, so he has no chance to see me, and then go back to the Saint's Bridge and Lint Grave for another side quest. The point of this is to get our last talisman, now that we have all 4 slots from beating Goldfree. This cave is pretty open at first, and I make sure to jump past this wolf, and up ahead I bow another wolf just so they can't hit me. Fall off onto this pillar, and jump off of the platform to run behind the waterfall. From there, it's just buffing for this really intense cave battle. Alright guys, most intense part of the run. Now back to the main path. With all 4 talismen, we perform most of the same things we did to Margit. Not good numbers. Good God opening though. Fuck. Oh, that was so fucking lucky. What did I fuck up there? Oh, maybe because I put on the wrong fucking charm again? Not bad. Now is the awesome fun part where we run to the fire giant. The first part is going back through Leyndell, except turning right into the giant door and going up to the elevator. Sneak to the next elevator and make sure it's daytime to not spawn the Knight's Cavalry boss. Run to the next elevator and make sure the Black Blade doesn't throw a projectile at you on the way. The only important thing is a small detour to grab the last smithing stone bell bearing, as the final comes from the Godskin duo. Now we run around this bird, swing behind this fat ass at the bridge so he turns around. W key all the way to the hill, where we assassins do not aggro these 2 archers on the bridge, and take this invisible path that exists for some reason to the next part. Take a random path through this camp because nothing ever notices you. And now we've made it to the mountaintop, where we just run to the Grace. Assassins to the giant skull to grab the ancient dragon smithing, and take a buff break at the round table. That's probably right. I mean, if Fire Giant's like a piece of shit, then In theory, if Fire Giant isn't an absolute piece of shit, and I don't severely fuck up Maliketh, this could be it. Not gonna happen though, but it could be it. Alright, Fire Giant, for the love of God, just do the opener where you start with like the really long overhead swing that's really telegraphed. He didn't do it. Alright, do something normal, please. This works. This. Does he usually have this little health by now? My number's inflated as fuck right now. The inside's gross. Oh my, that was disgusting. I didn't even like need to see what the next attack was. Fucking kill him. And I hope I don't fuck something. If I die, I hope I at least am at Maliketh. Anything other than Maliketh, I feel so disappointed in myself. Actually making it past the Fire Giant with ease, I was feeling very confident in the rest of the run. So far, everything is going as normal as possible, making me feel pretty good about my chances. Fair Missoula is pretty long, but not that bad of a run. Assassin's the entire way behind everything, up until getting into the duo fight. Alright, Yatskin duo. I fuck this up, I literally kill myself. Fall asleep, fall asleep, fall asleep. Then good. Alright. Yeah, backup sleep pots if anything goes wrong. Wait, it actually didn't knock him out. Eat that! That was like an instant sleep. I've never seen that. Just a fucking douche, bro. Alright, well, in theory, I've made it to Maliketh. Now we were finally at the run to Maliketh, the biggest choke point of this entire process. I was still scared of Maliketh doing something stupid, but I was ready for anything. The run takes some effort, starting with hitting the wall to attract one of the beastmen, and making the jump onto the scary fucking pillar. Crouch sneak past all the birds, and make it to the corner of the roof where the dragon can't lightning you. Line up a bow shot, which will trigger the dragon to bug and fly away. Kill the last bird, and make a walk to the elevator. Yeah, Luke, he should have tested this, but I think if I assassins past this guy, then it fucks up the next guy and I get hit. Things you should test before being at like the 90% mark of a run. I think I need to, because I'll usually I'll Assassin's Gambit past this guy, but then it like it aggroes this guy to run over, but then when I Assassins, he like notices me, I swear. So he's just noticed me anyway. Okay. I don't know what to say. I guess it's just been weird the last like 5 times I've done it. And now, we are at the most intimidating part of the run. I practiced this for hours, failing and failing while resetting constantly. Close call? But now, I was close to 2 hours deep into this run, and the nerves were up. Alright, my arch nemesis. If he hits me, I've only myself to blame. Unless he does the annoying thing where he just like doesn't do the opener. In which I would be a little annoyed. Walked up these steps 100 times. I've got like decent backup, so I fuck up though. Like, alright, Maliketh, be normal. No, don't do this to me. Run! Run at me! Okay. Oh my god. That was fucking crazy. Oh! Oh my god, he actually tried to do the stall to fuck with me. Fuck you, Maliketh. Oh no, now I'm at the point where like if I choke, I'm at the point where like I will kill myself. Like I will kill myself. It's literally it's a free pass. It's very free. Unless something goes like severely wrong, and then it's like actually free unless I fuck it up. In a bit of luck and clutch, I was able to salvage one of the most fucked up Malikeths I've had to deal with. He pushed me all the way to the entrance, and I had to do an on-the-fly position for the slam that I actually don't think I'd ever done before, even in practice. So to say the least, I was at the end of the run on some crazy shit. And the nerves were starting to get to me. I only had one real fight left, but anything could happen.
Become Elden Lord. What a sad state of affairs. Commend your spirit. No.
Okay, I have literally like the most scripted freest boss left. I'm not gonna get too excited yet. Because if I fuck this up, this will be like the saddest thing I've ever done in my lifetime. I don't even think I can fuck. Like, I remember what to do. That's all that matters. All that matters is I remember what I have to do. I remember everything that I could possibly fuck up in here, and it's just not gonna happen. Technically, that's the harder part. Technically, of... Three. Come the fuck on, son! Come the fuck on, son! Hey! Guys, I'm officially an Elden Ring no-hitter.
Boom.
Nice,
Yes,
let's
wait, you
go.
did it. Let's fucking go. We can move on.
it's
And play
not
Deadlock.
official
until
We
you.
can move on and play Deadlock.
Bang. Now it's official.
Bang. Holy
Did you
shit.
record it?
Yeah.
The
Wait,
fallen
so
leaves
I'm gonna be in the video.
tell
Oh,
us.
he has us on mute. Or what?
Yeah, you can make
Discord is muted.
fucking go. It only took a couple actual runs after repracticing. Oh, what's my time? Let's get a time check. Hour 54. On the night before Thanksgiving, everything I had worked towards for the past couple months all came together to complete the most difficult challenge I have ever attempted. I was free from my shackles of Elden Ring in the back of my mind anytime I wanted to do anything, and had a really good time. I woke up the next day and ate the shit out of some food. So, overall, it took me about 4 months, 1 Silk Song, and 100 Malikeths to get this done. It was definitely the hardest thing I've ever set myself to in a video game, but I think it was worth the struggle. I still really enjoy overcoming challenges in games, because every single time the payoff is worth it. If this video happens to inspire you at all, I wish you luck on your journey, and always remember,
Maybe I'll do best not ever.
And there we go.